And welcome all of you to week 4 of the nervous system series. It's been really fun to go through this series together and explore different tools together. And just wanting to check in if there's anything anyone wants to share around. If you're lying down, we're going to go there really soon. But anything of an awareness of a tool maybe, or something that has come in over the last week that you were maybe even aware of your nervous system kind of passing through something. I'll start so you can think, right? One of the things I was reading one night quite late, and as I was reading, I could feel, because last week we went into the shutdown part of the nervous system, the dorsal vagal, right at the bottom, which governs the digestive system. And it was funny, as I was reading, I could feel my nervous system shutting down on me. And it was like all my systems were turning off. And I was like, wow, this is really amazing, right? And my intuition was saying, Michelle, you better prepare because you're about to collapse, like shut down, your body's shutting down and your nervous system shutting down on you. It's saying it's time for bed, right? And so in that moment, I was in awe of the process, right? So I just wanted to be witness to the process, but I also noticed I better put my book away and my glasses and shut off the light and prepare for bed because I was about to fall asleep. And the one thing that was really amazing about it was that it was, once again, it's happened subconsciously. And so body and nervous system were just doing it and saying it's time, right? To go down. And so I was like, okay, here we go. Yeah. It is quite, and that 2 inhales and that slow pursed lip exhale. It's a great one, right? Whenever you notice, I am in a stress response, right? Or I'm feeling anxious, right? And the one thing when I was reading over a teacher who I follow, her name is Deb Dana, and she studied with Stephen Porges, who is the creator of the polyvagal theory that we're following now. And he noticed when he was doing some research that there's not only one branch of the polyvagal theory, which was always like, oh, our rest and digest, right? That there's 2 branches, right? The ventral vagal, which is our system of connection, right? Which we started off with the first week. And then the sympathetic. And then the other branch of the parasympathetic nervous system is that housing the digestive system, but also when the system feels a threat or it needs to shut down and rest, right? It goes into what is called the shutdown system. And so sometimes your nervous system just does that. If it feels a threat and it can't fight or flight, it'll shut down on you. And all of a sudden you just feel that collapse coming in. And it was the first time that I had ever felt that, right? In that way. And so I was like, oh, this is really interesting. And one of the tools that helps us with noticing the nervous system is really listening, right? So we need to be aware of, oh, I can listen and I can be mindful of what's happening. So a lot of the time we get caught in phases of our nervous system and we go on automatic. But when you're on that automatic path, you can pause and go, I recognize this is happening, or I recognize I'm feeling joy and I'm feeling connection and I want to be out in the world and I want to look people in the eyes. And in that system of connection, I was reading a little bit more about the eyes because we were doing that eye trick, right? When you're in your ventral vagal, because the eyes connect to the aortic arch of your heart, and they also control blood pressure as well, that your eyes sparkle when you're in your ventral vagal nervous system. Isn't that interesting? Wow. I know. And I kind of think about that. Yeah, when I'm in my system of connection, and I'm wanting to connect with you. I'm wanting to look in people's eyes. I'm wanting to engage, you know, listening to people's voices sometimes too really helps us regulate, you know? And so that's why I always think like when I go, I can understand when people say, oh, Michelle, you know, I really enjoy, you know, listening to you because your voice brings me to a place where I can regulate. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's the best compliment anyone can offer me, right? And I know what that feels like because I go and practice with my teacher. And the minute I hear her voice, it's like, oh, yeah, I'm home, right? And so there's certain people that you can call up or you can connect to, and when you're with them, you leave and you go, wow, I feel really regulated. Or the opposite can happen is you can leave and go, I feel so drained. That whole meeting just dysregulated me. Right. And so there's always kind of that awareness, right, in that plane. And so anchoring in that part of the ventral vagal nervous system, when we can pause and we can recognize the state that our nervous system is in, we can then create change and we can then create kind of digging into our toolbox, right? To find out ways on how to create a shift. So we're going to continue to do that over the weeks. Into December, if you come in and come in and follow into the classes when you can. But today I wanted to bring a couple of things that we have been doing in and also expand on the Nadi Shodhana. We talked about the nostrils last week, so I'm going to expand and feel that breath. And there was also a request to do an awareness on a container. How do we create an energetic container for ourselves? Okay, so I'm going to bring that in today. And we'll kind of just see how things unfold. So let's lie down in your preferred spot. So that might be flat on the floor with a bolster underneath the legs, either flat so the legs are straight or turned upward so the knees are bent. Some of you might have a little bit of weight on your body. Good to see you online, Julia and Anne. I'm just going to change my view real quick. Perfect. And let me know, I'm just checking in because a couple of you need an extra block. Great. I'm just opening the door, so you're just hearing me go into this room. I'm gonna make sure. Mostly everyone's got 2 blocks. I know. It's okay, I got you covered. I wanted to go through that flow that we did last week. And anyone need, Tracy, do you have 2 blocks? You do. Okay, and I made sure that you did. Okay, perfect. I'll just leave these here. So I want you to snuggle in to your place. Should we put the bolster underneath you? I think so, right? Do you have 2, Deb? You have 1? Okay, I'm going to bring you 1 over. Yeah. You are correct in feeling that. Perfect. And I'm just going to move your blocks a little bit upward just so you have space for your arms. Good. Nice. Okay, let's take some deep breaths in as we arrive as a group. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling out the mouth. Oh, yeah, right? Do you want to keep your knees bent? Yeah? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, good. I'm settling back on my mat now, joining you in these breath work. So we've been working with that cleansing breath. So sometimes when we catch ourselves in a space in our nervous system that maybe is feeling a little anxious, or we're feeling a little stressed, or there's a strong emotion appearing, we can go, oh, I am in, okay, stress response right now. I'm going to take a few breaths. Inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth. Let a sigh go, a sound. The exhalation allows us an opportunity to release what is not needed to be carried. So when we have a strong emotion, we feel a spike of energy happen in the body. And then we also feel the body respond in a certain way. So sometimes we might tighten our shoulders. Some of us might tighten our abdomen. Okay, we might feel a shortening in the breath. So when we have this opportunity to exhale out the mouth, we can let go. And then we can even say, let's go into a pursed lip breath, which is that inhale through the nose, pursing the lips, blowing it out the mouth slowly. Beautiful. You feel that elongation of the exhalation. This is the quickest way to bring yourself back to that part of the parasympathetic nervous system, which is your ventral vagal part of the nervous system. Okay, this upper branch of the vagus nerve, which comes up and infiltrates the nerves out the behind the ears, down through the throat, in the ears and the face, but also down into the heart and the upper part of the lungs. And when we do that pursed lip breath, it signals the nervous system to start to come back to our system of connection in the ventral vagal part of the nervous system. And a way to also land and locate is to feel your body. So you can feel, where is my body connecting to the earth? Right now, we can feel our body lying on the floor. You can feel the imprint of our body from our feet, through our legs, into the pelvis. Noticing our breath through the abdomen. Can you allow the abdomen to be soft? Belly expanding as you receive that inhale, and the rib cage widening. As you exhale, the belly deflates and the rib cage gently gathers. Our diaphragm, which rests underneath our lungs, the diaphragm, the location of it is kind of that halfway point between the upper body and the lower body. It also separates our upper energy centers, our chakras, which we're going to do a little exploration of today in our meditation, and the lower body of the lower chakras. And we can feel, as we receive the breath, there's an opening that we allow ourselves to have. And as we receive that inhale, the diaphragm contracts and it flattens down like a pancake and pushes on all of your digestive organs. And it gives it a massage as the belly expands from that compression, drawing the air into our lungs. And as you exhale, the diaphragm relaxes, the belly deflates, and the rib cage gently squeezes into the lungs to help expel the air. So some of you might even watch and be mindful, which is a tool to release stress and come back into the present moment of mindful breathing of your diaphragmatic breath. Today, we're going to explore the B breath, the Brahmari breath that we've been exploring in seated. We're going to explore it lying down, which brings a different quality of grounding. So sometimes when we practice that breath which we had been over the last 3 classes in a seated position, the energy rises up. When we practice it lying down, it helps to ground us and regulate us in a different way. So we can explore this today by just doing the bee breath without closing off the ears and bringing the hands, the index finger on the eyebrow, the middle finger underneath the eyes, the ring finger close to your nostrils, and the pinky around the mouth or the chin. Or you can bring that hand mudra in. Okay, so you decide, do I want to withdraw the senses and allow my senses to come internally where you feel the vibration flow more inside the body? Or do you want to explore it without the hands? Your choice. So I'll give a moment for you to orientate the thumbs in the ears, index finger on the eyebrow, the middle finger underneath the eyes, and then feeling the ring finger close to the nostrils and the pinky around the mouth or the chin. You decide. And then when you're ready, you're going to take a breath in, inhale. And as you exhale, just offering that humming sound. You allow as many rounds that needs to unfold for you as you explore this breath. At any time you need to stop, you just stop. Allow the vibration to move through you. Feel the relationship of body on the ground, on your props, any weight you have on you. This breath invigorates the vagus nerve that passes through the throat. So as we stimulate the vagus nerve, we can feel as we pause whenever you want to, just allow that breath to stay for as long as you want, but then just pause and see how you feel. If you've had your thumbs in your ears and your fingers touching your face in that gesture of withdrawing the senses, you can release them whenever you're ready. Just create a pocket of silence here for you to notice how this bee breath feels while lying on the floor. Be here for about a minute. Sometimes when we offer a vibrational breath as the bee breath, the benefits not only helping to bring us back into our system of connection and regulation, but it also helps to distribute oxygen through the body. It's a vasodilator, as it produces a gas called nitric oxide, so it widens our arteries. It also helps to invigorate our thymus gland, which is right around the sternum, and improve our immune system. And the power of the breath has this direct influence on the mind and the nervous system. You're going to just feel a few more rounds of breath coming in. And then we're going to slowly start to just awaken from our position. So you might have the knees bent if they were straight. And if you have the bolster there, you can just put your feet on the bolster. You can wipe for them from side to side. If you had your knees bent and the bolster was underneath, you can pull the bolster out. You remove it whenever you're ready. And we're going to draw the knees up towards the chest, either hands on the shins or the hands on the back of the thighs. I sometimes like to put my hands right behind my knees to create some space in the knee joint. And then you can rock from left to right, and we're going to circle. We're going to feel a full body release here that awakens us in a moment as we circle in each direction. Another option with keeping the legs together is you can have the knees a little bit separated, and you can exhale and draw the thighs towards the torso. So you feel a little compression on your abdominal organs. And then you separate the legs away from one another and circle them out and away from the body. And as the inner thighs and the knees come back together, you inhale, exhale, draw the legs towards your torso, separate them. Okay, inhale as they circle out and away. And as the inner thighs start to come towards one another, you exhale and draw the legs towards you. So we're getting a little bit more into the ball and socket of not only the hips, but if your hands are holding the shoulders, we're also massaging and warming up that synovial fluid in our shoulders. Good. And then when you're ready, you can try switching directions. So as the legs, the inner thighs come together away from the chest, you can inhale here, and then you can separate the legs, circle them out and around, bringing them towards the belly as you exhale. As the inner thighs come towards one another, you can move the legs away from the body as you inhale. Then separate the legs, circle them out and around, exhale. As the legs come together towards the body, you inhale and move them away. So we're just reversing. This is really nourishing on the digestive system, the lower branch of the vagus nerve, the dorsal vagal. Also helps to warm up the body. Good. And as we circle, take a moment to pause and then just extend the arms and the legs in the air and shake them out. So remember, shaking we've done, it's a way to regulate the nervous system. It's also a way to let go. It helps our lymphatic system get moving. So one of the things we want to do is keep the body fluid. And you might feel, oh, my torso wants to shimmy and shake on the floor. Here, we're going to do a few ankle and wrist circles in the air. And if it's not helpful to have your arms and your legs in the air, you can bend the elbows, drop them to the floor, and then just bend the knees and have them floating. And you're going to circle through the wrists and the ankles. Beautiful. Go in one direction. And then slowly we're going to go in the other direction. Beautiful. Take a moment to shake out one more time. Nice. And we have this block that's in between, sorry, that we're going to put in between the thighs, this 4-inch block. And so we're going to gather that and put that in between the thighs for a moment. Knees are bent, feet are on the floor. And if you have some support behind your head, that's fine. You can leave it there, but you're going to bring your arms up and you're going to interlace your fingers. And sometimes we want to interlace our fingers quite strongly, so we have a really tight weave of the fingers, but just allow your fingers to open up a little bit so the weave is a little bit softer. Then you're going to bring your chin towards your chest as you squeeze the block, and just bring your hands very gently behind the back of the head. So you'll have your thumbs resting around this base of the skull. So this is our occipital ridge. And so you might be right on the ridge, you might be a little bit lower, you might be a little bit above. So your hands are creating a very soft hammock. And then you're going to gather your elbows towards the skull a little bit. Head is going to be on the floor or your block. Okay, we're going to do a little release for the upper part of the body. It's also a core strengthener. So we're going to bring in this empowerment today in class. And so I want you to feel your feet. So just wiggle them around. Your feet are hip width. Good. And you're going to press your feet into the floor. So your head's on the floor. You still got the interlace of the hands. And as you exhale, you're rooting your feet into the floor. You're going to squeeze that block, and you're going to imagine that you're pulling the block up towards your heart, lifting your pubic bone. The lower belly draws up. And then you're going to press the upper back into the floor and see if you can lift up through the torso like you've got a little string on your collarbone, lifting you up towards the ceiling. Now you're going to want to pull the head, but I want you to relax the head into the hammock of the hands and slowly roll down. Beautiful. We're going to try that a couple times. So we're going to root the feet into the floor. We're going to squeeze the block. We're going to exhale, lifting the pubic bone, drawing the lower belly in, lifting the torso and the head gently up. Relax the head at the top, and then slowly roll down through the middle, upper thoracic spine, and then the neck, head. Try it one more time. Exhale, squeeze the block, press the feet into the floor, press your middle back around your shoulder blades into the floor. Notice, am I pulling on the head? Try to relax the head. Keep lifting the belly in and up. There you go. And slowly roll down. Good. Nice. And then you're going to pull that block out. And so we're going to do a little movement here where we're going to go into a little flow. So I wanted you just to feel a little activation of your core. So as the hands interlace behind your head again, you might switch your interlace. You're going to inhale. As you exhale, you're going to curl up again. Feel like the block is there, but it's not. Lifting the lower belly, the pubic bone, roll back down. Beautiful. Now lift your right leg up towards you, circle it in one direction. Good. You can take the hands either touching the thigh or behind. Inhale, exhale, extend the leg. So you're going to unfurl it so the leg lengthens up towards the ceiling. Good. You're going to inhale, exhale, bend it back down. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, exhale, unfurl the leg to lengthen it. Reach up through your right heel, reach down and press the back of the right hip into the floor. Then you're going to bend that knee. You're going to reach your right arm out in line with your shoulder, or a little cactus arm, okay, where your palm is up. And then you're going to inhale, exhale, and you're going to lean over onto the left, and your left elbow is going to be on the floor, supporting the inside of your knee. Okay, open your chest. We're just doing a little opening of the chest to bring in some energy. Gaze can be up, or you can look over at your right arm. Beautiful. You got it. Come back to center. Take the hand behind the right thigh. Okay. Draw that right thigh towards you. Inhale, exhale. Just let the right leg move out to the side. Extend that left arm out to the left. Palm can be down or up. Good. Just pause here. Come back to center. Hey, we're going to try that again. Okay, so we're going to inhale, exhale. This time, we're going to try to roll up without holding the head. So you're going to root the back into the floor. So start to press the back of the ribs into the floor, lift the belly. See if your body can curl up towards your right leg. Then unfold. Beautiful. Extend that right leg, unfurling it up towards the ceiling. Reach up through your right heel, down through your hip. You got it. Bend the knee again. Good. Now you're going to bring that right arm over to the right. You're going to inhale, exhale. You're going to turn onto your left hip, left elbow on the floor, supporting the inside of that right knee. Breathing here, little twist. Inhale, exhale, come back to center. Beautiful. Right hand takes the back of that right knee. Left arm goes out to the side. Exhale, draw that right thigh towards your torso. Inhale, exhale, let the right leg go out to the right. Still keeping the knee bent. We're going to extend it in this next one. Still doing right side. Hey, come back to center one more time. Inhale, exhale. We're going to curl up, pressing the back into the floor, curling up. Beautiful. Roll back down, nice and controlled. Nice. Inhale, exhale, extend, unravel that leg. Reaching up towards the ceiling, back into the floor. Inhale, exhale, bend the knee. Good. Right arm reaches out to the side. Inhale, exhale, lean over onto your left. Left elbow to the floor. Hand supporting that inside of the knee. Now take a moment here. Does this feel good? Do you want to just stay here? Some of you might unfurl that leg. Reaching through the heel. Beautiful. Then you bend it back. Inhale, exhale, back to center. Right hand takes the thigh. Left arm goes out to the side. Inhale, exhale, draw that right thigh towards you. Bring the right leg out to the side. Choose, do you just want to stay there? Or some of you might unfurl the leg. Keep lifting the lower belly up, lifting the pubic bone. Good, you got it. Bend the knee. Come back to center. Beautiful. Release the right leg down into a bent knee. Pause. Notice how you feel. Good work. Okay. Nice little flow to come into the whole spine and create empowerment. These are called a little T-stretch flows, working our core and releasing the body. So we're going to try this on the other side. Okay, so we're going to grab hold of that left leg as it floats up. Okay, let's do our little inner curl. So as we curl, press the back of the lower back, the back of the ribs into the floor. See if we can curl up through the spine. Unfurl. Good. As the head comes onto the floor, inhale, exhale, unfurl that left leg, reaching up through the heel, down through the hip. We're going to just do this a couple times just to warm up the legs. So we're going to bend that left knee. Beautiful. Unfurl the leg, reaching up through the heel, back through the hip. One more time, bend the knee. Good. Unfurl the leg. It's a tracking awareness. So as your leg is up in the air, I want you to notice it's as if your foot is pressing up onto the ceiling when you're here. And then you bend the knee. Okay. Then you're going to extend your left arm. You're going to inhale, exhale as the right hand guides that left leg across. You're rolling on your right side now. Good. Right elbow to the floor. Right inner hand creates a little platform to support that inner knee. And you're going to roll back to center. Left hand comes up, grabs hold of the back of the thigh. Right arm can reach out to the side. Inhale, exhale, draw that left leg in. Let that left leg release out to the side. Good, you got it. Coming back to center. Good, holding both hands on the back of the thigh. Inhale, exhale, curl up. Pressing the lower back, the middle back up, widening through the collarbones. Imagining you have a little string pulling your collarbones up. Relax your head and your neck. Unfurl. Roll back down. Extend and unfurl that leg now. Reaching that leg up. Heel reaches up. Pelvis sits down. Yeah, good. Bending the knee. Gonna roll to the right side. As you roll on your right hip, right elbow on the floor, right hand supporting that inner knee. Left arm can be out to the side. Take a breath here. Come back into center. Now your left hand comes up Hold the thigh, right arm out to the side. Inhale, exhale, draw that thigh towards the torso, then bring it out to the side. Good, breathe here. Okay, come back to center. Inhale, exhale. Gonna roll back up one more time. This is our last time on the side. Unfurl. Good, extend the leg out. Beautiful. Feel that reaching up and pressing down. Feel your whole leg. Okay, bend when you're ready. Inhale, exhale, roll to the right, right elbow on the floor, left arm is out. Now you could choose to keep the bent leg or unfurl that shin in the foot. Some of you will go to a straighter leg. Then you're going to bend the knee, roll back onto your back. Okay, left hand comes up, right arm out to the side. Inhale, exhale, left leg out to the side. Then some of you will unfurl the leg. You got it. Beautiful. Coming back to center. Release everything down to the floor. Let your arms pause. Feel your body and mind after this flow. Let breaths out your mouth. Let breaths out your nose. Let sounds come in. Go into a pursed lip breath. Sometimes we free energy and emotions, okay, experiences that are locked in the body. And sometimes we have different things that trickle up. So just let them go. We always have to know the why. We just let them flow through us. Remember, we are energetic beings, so we want to keep things fluid. Beautiful. Nice. Just a few more breaths to allow that to all integrate. Okay, we're going to roll over to one side. You choose one side. And I want you to just curl up and just find a little fetal position. Support your head however you want. And just notice, how does this feel? How does it feel to go into a fetal position? Sometimes in the body and the mind, when we curl up into this position, it's very comforting for us. Brings us back to that primordial place, the very beginning. For some of us, it can feel quite safe, nourishing. You can feel the front of the heart, okay, that curling into the nervous system around your heart. It's like you're giving your heart a nice little hug. And the back of your heart, the shoulder blades wide and lengthen through the back body. 2 to 3 more breaths here. Now just take a moment and just shake a little bit. Just shake and shimmy a tiny bit. So a way to release stress, anxiety, and past experiences and trauma is curling up into a really safe position and just letting your body just kind of shake and shimmy and rock on the floor. Just let yourself have its own kind of rhythm. We'll all look a little bit different here. And you let your body shake. Might be 20 seconds, it might be 30, it might even go a little bit longer. My body's saying, hey, roll over and do the other side too. So I'm just going to roll over and shake on the other side as well. Some of you might also find, which is coming in intuitively, is you like to lie on your belly and shake. And I've got my hands flat on the floor and then the other one stacked on top, and my forehead stacked on the top of the back of my hand. And if you want to have a little visual of me, you can look at what this little shimmy and shake looks like. You can do this in bed. It's a really nice one if you've had a stressful day and You just want to allow the body to open up and signal the nervous system to let go. It's a really nice place to shake. You can do it for 2 to 3 minutes. Some of you are even lifting the legs on your belly and letting the shins and the feet come off the floor and just wiping them a little bit from left to right. Freeze the pelvis. I'm demonstrating it so you can see it. Beautiful. So if you're on your back, just take a moment to roll onto your belly. And if you're facing the back wall, you can even stay there, or you can even turn around. We're going to do a tiny few things on our belly, on our abdomen. So if you want a visual, you can turn around to face me. If you don't, you can just listen to my cues. Okay, we're going to do a little back strengthening before we come up and release the back. So we're going to draw the hands and just check in. Does it feel okay to have our arms by our side, palms up? Sometimes we tuck the index and the thumb or part of the hand under the thighs. That feels really good. And I want you to feel this rooting into the floor. So staying grounded here, either chin or forehead on the floor. I'm going to be a little bit elevated just so my voice can project towards you. But I want you to start to think of the front of your pubic bone on the floor and start to press your pubic bone very gently into the floor, the lower belly, the belly button, the front of the hip bones, and you'll start to feel the sit bones at the very base of the pelvis reaching towards your heels. And slowly, as you lift and lengthen, the torso and the head will float up. Some of you might even feel, as you keep pressing the belly and the abdomen into the floor, that your legs might float up. Okay, keep the gaze down towards your mat, reaching energy out the top of your head. Just feeling this elongation through our whole spine today, incorporating our whole body as we integrate this series. Releasing back down. Okay, we're going to do this again as we inhale, exhale, rooting into the floor. So pressing the pelvis, the pubic bone, the lower belly, the belly button, the upper belly into the floor. Let the torso and the legs float up, whatever wants to come up. Relax the shoulders down. Breathe here. Beautiful work. Slowly lowering down. If it's yours to go up one more time, we're going to go up again. So we inhale, exhale, pressing the belly into the floor, allowing ourselves to float up. Feeling your inner empowerment as we come back down. Nice. Good. You can come back, which is a neck release, stacking the hands underneath the head at the front of your mat, or turning your head to the side. I'm just going to take my glasses off to show this. You can turn your head to the side. You can shimmy and shake again. You can lift your legs up. You can wiper them a little bit. Again, just to bring back some fluidity. If you turned your head one way, notice what it feels like to bring the other cheek to the floor. Releasing the other side of the neck, which is the upper part of the ventral vagal, upper vagus nerve connection, our system of connection. So when we're in the ventral vagal and we're rooted in the ventral vagal, even when a stressful situation is happening, we can feel, I can feel my ventral vagal, that vagus nerve in the upper part, my system of connection in communication here. So I'm not going into hyper arousal. Okay, you're not moving out of your window of tolerance. When you're ready, your legs are going to come down and you're going to extend your arms forward. Okay, so they are about shoulder width apart. So some of us feel our shoulders are a little bit narrow than what they are. So I do want you to expand them a little bit more. Let the elbows bend and slide the hands back a little bit. There you go. Yeah, slide the hands back towards the shoulders. I just got my head a little bit elevated. You can even come to this place. You can feel your elbows. Now I want you to do the same thing as you inhale, exhale. Press the pubic bone into the floor, the lower belly, the middle belly, the hip bones, and then start to, as the torso lifts, press the hands into the floor. Your arms are going to float up off the floor. Your shoulders are going to relax, and we're opening the upper part of the heart, the shoulders. Yeah. And Marina, you can even bring your hands a little bit forward to me. Yeah. Yeah. And then you're pushing the floor away. There you go. Yeah. This is called seal. It's a little bit different than cobra, right? And you can feel that upper back strengthening and opening. Gloria, this is your pose. Yeah. Yes. Your body's singing here. Yeah. When you're ready, slowly come down. Notice how that feels. Shimmy and shake again. Hey, just bringing in different areas of our body of opening. And then you can decide, oh, I want to try that again. So start from the rooting to rise. So you want to feel this grounding energy. So as you exhale, you start rooting the pubic bone. That lengthens your lower back. Okay, you start to feel the belly button, the outer hips. That lifting and lengthening as you float up through the torso, feeling energy, lifting out your ears, pressing the hands into the floor. Beautiful. Let your eyes be soft. Sometimes here I'll look a little bit to the right, just with the eyes, and back to center, and then to the left. You may do a little gaze here if that feels supportive to you. Come down when you're ready. Stack the hands or turn your head, lift the legs, shimmy, shake, rock. Once again, just noticing how this flow is felt on the floor. Always allowing that invitation of body as we befriend body and nervous system to let out sounds or sighs or breaths out the mouth. Okay, there's just this beautiful safe space that we cultivate together, and also those of you joining us online in your home, where you can allow this space for body and mind to heal, to release. These regulatory practices as we move the spine around in specific areas to target different parts of the nervous system. And then we're going to bring the hands now as you drop the legs to the floor right underneath the shoulders. You can be a little bit more down, but you want to, your elbows kind of are like wings now. So the elbows are going to want to point out, but you want to gather your inner arms towards the side of your body and reach your elbows towards your heels. Inhale, exhale, press the belly button into the floor, allowing yourself to lift up. Once the torso and the head lifts up, press into the hand. Gather the inner elbows, reach the elbows towards your heels. Feel your lower back a little bit more. Keep pressing the pubic bone. Come down. Okay, then you're going to do a little push up. You're going to push up into the floor. We're going to widen the knees if you want. Hey, and then you're just going to either keep the hips high and lengthen here, or drop the hips back. Find a little bit deeper. Some of us have put the bolster underneath the back of the calves. But being up here nice and high is quite a beautiful release for the upper body. Yeah, let me know if you want me to support you in any way. Good, a couple more rounds of breath here. Nice. When you're ready, which some of you are already in, we are going into cat-cow. So some of you are on your hands, your knees. Some of you have been putting a blanket underneath them. Okay, you can use your blocks here if you want. All of us have 2 blocks, so you can have your hands on your blocks. You can have your forearms on the blocks, elbows stacked under, knees under the hips. Top of the feet can be on the floor, toes are tucked under, and you're going to round through the spine, starting at the pubic bone, the pelvis, pressing into the floor. I'm going to go onto my blocks today to give my wrists a little release. Rounding through the back, let the head round up. Good, then starting from the pelvis as you lift the pubic bone, lift the tailbone. You start to feel the belly release to the floor, that trickle of opening into extension through the whole front of the spine, the heart, collarbones widen, shoulders release down. Very soft gaze, so resist pulling the gaze too far forward. Okay, start at the pelvis and let the spinal wave ripple up the spine. Nice, just go back and forth. Okay, we've also brought in here circling through the spine. So you might do a little circle here as if your spine is drawing a circle around your body, just freeing energy up. The other one we did was inhale, circle forward, exhale, circle the hips back. Good, yes. And Linda is remembering the one, I'm just walking up to grab a foam block, the one where we turned and looked towards our right hip and our head and our hip come towards each other. So we did this one last week for the digestive system. So as you inhale, exhale, you turn to look to your right, then your hip comes around to the right as well. So you're creating a little half moon C shape. And then you come back to a flat back as you inhale. And then you exhale and you turn to look around towards the left side. Left hip comes around. Hey, you rest whenever you need to. Pause, noticing how you feel. Some of you might find the arms releasing over to one side. Okay, want to bring the block in as well for a little release. So you can have the elbows on the block as the hands touch, and you can then allow the torso to come down. This is a beautiful opening through the upper chest. And then the forearm and the hands lift off the floor, and the hands come to the back of the skull. And you're going to feel a deep release all in through your armpit. Some of us are really tight in this area of our body, so just be soft. Breathe. Tuck your toes under if you need more support. Yeah. How is that one, Tracy? Yeah, it's a deep one, right? Yeah, you feel it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so when you're ready to come up, we're going to go back into our flow that we did last week. And that was with 2 blocks at the front of our mat. And we had a chip foam block underneath the knee. How you doing? Are you okay? Yeah, okay. I'm checking in on you with this one because you were moving with the knee last week and you were wanting to move with the pelvis, right? So I'm going to be mindful of you in this one. So you are bringing the blocks up so you can be, I kind of like the middle height. Left knee on the block, right foot steps forward. Yeah, there you go. So checking in. Yeah, beautiful. Yes, there you go. Yeah, left knee. Yeah, you got it. Good, Marianne. Yeah, right foot is forward. Good. Now, we got to check what's happening to our pelvis. And sometimes it's hard to notice. I always notice whatever foot is forward, which for all of us is our right. Sometimes your right hip is lifting up and out. So you need to drop your right hip and pull your left hip bone forward so your hips are facing straight ahead. Okay, you're going to inhale, exhale, lift the pubic bone up in the front body so your lower belly draws in, keeps a little bit of core awareness. Okay, then you're going to shift your weight forward, and this comes from your pelvis. Okay, so your pelvis shifts forward. Your knee, I want you to notice this week that it's tracking over your second and third toe. Yeah, and you can go past a right angle. There's been a lot of research done that you don't have to keep the knee over the ankle. Actually, when you go a little bit past, the knee goes past the ankle, you're actually increasing your ankle strength. So it's totally up to you. Then you're going to move the hips back. Check in. Do you feel confident in this back foot? Is the top of the foot there? Do you need to tuck the toes under? You're shifting your hips back. And then some of you, your toes of this front foot is going to start to lift and point up towards the ceiling. And you're going to bend forward. This is a hamstring stretch. And you're going to inhale, exhale, shift from the pelvis, come forward. Let the pelvis bring you forward. Lift the pubic bone, square your hips, open your heart. Maybe even you lift through the torso. Coming back. Good. Inhale, exhale. Heel comes down. There you go. Good, Tracy. You feel that the hands need to go that far back? Does it feel that? Try to lower down onto that next height and go half the distance. Go back and forth. Yeah, that feels like a more supportive flow instead of going all the way back and all the way forward, right? Because there's a little bit of an unbalancing that happens in that one. So you can kind of feel, oh, I can find a space where maybe, yeah, that feels there, somewhere around there feels like your space. Yeah, there it is, right? Yeah. Good, you flow back and forth. And then when you come into this lunge, I want you to tuck the toes under of your back foot. I want you to press that back foot into the floor and see if you can lift your knee up off the floor. Okay? Lift your heart. Some of you can even tent and go onto your fingers and come up. Your left knee, thank you. The left knee that's on the block. Yeah, nice. This is a nice strengthening pose, right? Question, yes. You got it? Okay, I'm watching you. Then drop that left knee to the floor. Good, step back. Okay, come out. Okay, switch it. We're gonna try it the other side. You got this, I believe in you. Okay, left foot coming forward. Right knee has the block underneath. Yes, there you go. Take a breath, let's all ground here. Might be out the mouth, might just go, ooh. Hey, I believe in myself. Okay, drop that right hip, square it forward, lift the pubic bone. Okay, feel, does that back foot, the toes want to tuck under? Do you want to have the top of the foot? Lean into your lunge, open the heart if you want. Some of you might even go from a flat hand up onto your tented fingers right away. Yeah. And then shift back, it comes through your pelvis. Pelvis shoots back. There you go, Shona. Toes lift up. Yeah, good, Deb. Nice. Coming forward. Lift up through your heart. Now, since we're doing it, some of you might feel, oh yeah, I feel that I need to stay here. But once you get your core and you lift up through your pubic bone, right? And you draw the lower belly in, some of you can feel, I've got my hands. They are free. Some of you are even bringing them up. Lovely work. Come back down, shift back. Okay, one more time. We're going to go into that empowerment flow now as we tuck the toes under that right foot. Press into the right foot, press into the left. Let your right knee come off the floor. Okay, lift your pubic bone, lift your heart. And some of you might go, ooh, I can come up, or I can't. That's fine too. Okay, come back down. Step back. Beautiful. Release the blocks out. We're going to come up to standing now. So some of you might go, oh, I just feel like I just want to stand up into standing. Some of you might want to go into a downward dog. When you have the hands nice and wide, tuck the toes under, inhale, exhale, lead with the hips. We also did downward dog at the wall yesterday. So some of you might just go, you know what? I want to step one foot forward, press in, step the other foot forward, come into a standing forward fold, and then rise up. Beautiful. Those of you in downward dog, just walk it out. You're going to meet us in the standing forward fold when you're ready. Those of you wanting to do downward dog at the wall, you are placing your pelvis to face forward at the wall. The hands are facing as you touch the hip bones, right? This was how we determine where our hands placed. At the wall, we stepped back one foot, the other foot. We pressed the wall away. And Gloria, I wanted to try today Yeah, feet's got to be stacked under your pelvis, Shona. Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. Good. Now press the wall away and widen your feet a little bit more. Now press the wall away, drop your heart down. There it is. Yeah, and now I think I'm going to change. I want you to turn around. Instead of using the wall, I want you to use the chair. I'm going to show you one thing here. As I press away, see how the elbows are bent here? I'm going to straighten them. Feel the back. Okay, and then come up. Yeah, and you can do that against the desk. Yeah, there we go. Now we're talking, right? Now I want you to widen and widen this. There it is. Yeah, good, good. Yeah, when you're ready, you might even go in a second time. Good. Yeah, that's a good variation, right? You're kind of changing, right? How you're grabbing the chair. So I was thinking about, your hands a lot and wanting to adjust so you're not in that hyperextension. So some of you have finished. If you have, you're just going to do some swinging twists. If you're still in your downward dog at the wall or your hanging forward fold, you can stay there. So one thing is we can move the arms and keep the lower body stationary, or when we swing our arms to the right, to the left, we can allow our right heel to lift. And then as you plant it, then when you swing to the left or the right, opposite foot lifts to the opposite arm. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that. I was like, I was trying to go and I'm like, okay, I'm having a little brain fog thing. My body and my mind aren't articulating well. You've got it though, right? And can you feel your whole body kind of in the flow a little bit more? Yeah, so feel, here's the whole body. Yes. Good. If you want, you can tap yourself. That's a tool. You can use the palm of the hands. You can lower the arms, but feel your whole body here. Yes. Beautiful. Let that release whenever you're ready. There's no rush here. Okay. We're just going to come and stand. Feel your feet. Feel your toes, your heel. Let your palms know, do they want to face the back wall? Do your palms want to face your legs? Or do they want to even turn and face forward, which gives a little opening of the heart, connects us up into that ventral part of our nervous system, nervous system, this system of connection, right? That the nerves, the vagus nerve, it comes out behind the ears, through the ears, the face, the throat, the heart, the lungs. This is when we're regulated. Okay, so we talked about creating a kind of sphere of protection. And this is something that I use quite often for myself if I notice, I'm going. Okay, so the other day I went to Costco. And usually I always bring a buddy because I get really I don't like, my nervous system and Costco do not work. And I was going alone. I was really stressed about it. It was not fun. But I was like, okay, Michelle, you got this. And I created a protection around me. And I'll do this when I go into a lot of energy. So like the airport, or I'll go shopping, or, like around Christmas is coming up and everyone, there's a lot going on, right? And so what you think about is you want to ground first off. So that's your first thing. And then the intention is I'm creating a circle of protection around myself. So you start at the feet. You can either visualize this. I like to move my arm and circle. So I'll start with my right because I'm right-handed, but you might start with your left and you're going to draw a circle around the body and then you connect to your left. Good. And start just circling around your feet. Use it, pull it up from the earth energy, and then feel it starting to come around your legs, creating a protective seal. And sometimes as we bring it up to the hips, through the torso. And then when you get to a certain point, one hand can just start coming up And then you feel it coming up around your head. Then you can even connect up. Okay, I'm connected earth, and then down through the other hand to sky. And then switch, press the other hand up, the other foot, and hand down. So you feel, oh, there's earth and sky. Let's do that a couple times. One arm reaches up, palm presses up to the sky, other palm presses to the earth. One last time, inhale and exhale. Okay, then bring the arms out to the side and give yourself a hug. Okay, so this is a somatic hug. Sometimes a little shaking, rocking here. It's very comforting. And then you notice, oh, I've got my protection. I've got my seal of protection. Sometimes it can even be a color. If you like bringing in color, you can even visualize, okay, I've got a color. You can come down. We came from the earth upward, but you can also come from the sky downward and circle around. And you can feel it visualizing down from the sky and circling around your head, your torso, your pelvis, your legs into the earth. Sometimes I'll go both directions and just note, now I've got my circle of protection on. And then you release the arms, let the palms face forward. Another way to do this is sometimes someone's sending really strong energy at you and you're like, whoa, I really don't want that. That's not mine, right? Because we can either have a choice there when we receive strong energy. Do we pick it up or do we send it back, right? And you have that choice because if you pick it up, then you absorb it and it becomes something that you have to manage. But if you say, you know what, that's not mine to pick up, it's yours. When I feel strong energy coming in, I'll be like, oh, no, wait. Whew. You create a shield. Okay, so you just take your hands, press them, and then you can create the shield in front of you. Even I like to go like a purslet breath is what I tend to do. So I'll show you my tools, this shh. And then I give it back. No, that's yours. Okay, so let's try that a couple more times. Create a shield, purslet breath. Send it back. One last time. Create a shield. Send it back. Beautiful. Okay. Couple different tools. Yes. Question, Gloria. I do both. Yeah. Because it's kind of, you're creating a protective field out in front of you and then that release back. So I tend to do the purslet breath on both. But if it feels that you want to do the inhale when you're kind of creating it and then the exhale to release, that's okay too. It's more the intention. I'm creating a shield, something's happening, and I'm sending it back because I don't want it, right? I don't want to absorb it. Because, sometimes we go along and we go, oh, let's pick that up, right? But it's not yours, right? It's not yours. You have a choice to say, no, you know what? You're reacting to something and I don't have to be involved in that. Okay, beautiful. So we're going to do a warrior. Just looking at time. Yeah, we have time for a warrior. Actually, the one that's coming in today is widening the feet 3 to 4 feet apart. We're going to angle the toes out. So you can be sideways on your mat. You can turn towards me or away. And you're going to bend your knees. And I want your knees going over your second and third toes. So that's going to determine how far you angle your feet out. And then I want you to sit down. Yeah, bring your arms up into a cactus. Wiggle your fingers. Feel all your toes and your heels. There you go, Mom. Bend your knees a little bit. Yeah, let your knees go over. So this is goddess. Okay, so feeling our divine energy within us. And as you press down, I want you to inhale, reach up, open the heart, reach the arms up. This is 5-pointed star. When you're ready, you can take a few breaths here. Inhale, exhale, come back into goddess, bend the knee. Yeah, we're going to do this a couple more times. This is our flow. Inhale as you push the floor away, reach up, open the heart, open the arms. As you exhale, come down into your goddess. Feel this earth energy. So we're feeling earth opening up into sky and spirit, coming down into earth. Yeah, nice, Lisa. Opening up into sky and spirit. And down into earth. You choose how many more times do I want to do this? Good. When you're ready to pause, might be on the next one. Turn your toes to face forward. Put your hands in your hips. Inhale, exhale, come forward. Come down either with your forearms on your thighs, head, heart, hips in one line, or slide your hands down your legs. Hold your ankles, your shins. Let your body fold into your forefold. Nice wide angle. Let your head go. Breathe here. Feel your toes. Feel your heels. Some of you can release the hands. Some of you can touch the floor with the hands in between your feet, fingers pointing forward. Okay, we're going to go into one more movement here just to release energy through the thoracic spine, so the area of our sympathetic nervous system. You can keep your right hand on the floor, or your right hand can touch your left leg. Okay, your left arm is just going to be hanging down into the floor with your palm facing your right foot. Now you're going to start to turn from your right shoulder and your pelvis. So as you inhale, exhale, turn your body to the right. Your left arm is going to float up. The palm will be facing the same way you're looking, or you put that left hand, the back of the hand, on your lower back. Use a little bit of pressure into your right hand and the leg to turn you through the thoracic spine. Open your heart. And then when you're ready, you're going to inhale, cross your arms down through center, bringing the left hand in between the feet or the left hand onto the right leg. Now start to turn your torso first. Open the chest. Back of the right hand can be on the floor, or your palm is facing the same way you're looking. Breathe here. Keep the weight in your toes as well. Beautiful. You're going to flow now from side to side. Inhale. Exhale. Finding your rhythm here. Whenever you want to pause and the flow is complete for you, you can rest in your wide angle again. You can pause and put your hands, forearms on the thighs. You can even stand back up early. Good job. You okay, Shona? Yeah, getting a little bit of energy up. Okay. Were you at the retreat? Yeah, okay. Yeah, take your time. We're going to go back down to the floor if you want to lie back down. Hey, those of you resting in a wide angle, you can pause there. Hands can come to the thighs. You can pump the legs a little bit. Hey, you can bring yourself back up when you're ready. There's no rush. Heel toe the feet together. Walk it out. We're going to do a few shoulder rolls. Inhaling, shoulders up. Rolling back. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, rolling up and back and bend the knees. Beautiful. One more time. Palms face forward. Feel your grounding. Yeah. Okay, we're going to turn now to stand at the top of our mat. We're going to bring our hands to heart center. Ground here as you exhale. Bend the knees a little bit. Inhale, exhale, arms come down by your side. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, allow the pelvis to shift back, the weight onto the heels as you come forward into your forward fold. Feel your toes. Inhale up, bring your hands on your shin or above your thighs. Inhale up halfway, nice flat back. As you exhale, bring it back down. Beautiful. Hands touch the floor. You step back, one foot, the other foot, either in a downward dog, or you just come onto your hands and knees. You can drop down and go right into child's pose. Those of you that want to stay in downward dog, you can walk it out. Some of you have that awareness to lift one leg in the air by rooting both hands and the opposite foot. Nice, you got it. You'll come down into child's pose when you're ready. Rest in child's pose or in seated for a moment with your back against the wall if you want. We're going to do a little breathing technique in a moment before we release down to the floor. And just take a moment to pause, no rush. And then when you are ready to sit, you're going to find yourself, we've been floating against the wall. We've been taking a bolster and putting it against the wall, sitting right back against the wall. Some of us have had our legs straight or knees bent. Okay, some of us cross our legs. You might even feel that lock come behind the rib cage or the shoulder blades. Okay, we're going to do a little Nadi Shodhana. So if it's too much and you just feel, oh, I just need to lie down, just feel free to lie down, and you can follow intuitively with this one. And I'm going to take my glasses off just to show you. So you're either going to use whichever arm is your dominant arm, right? So if you're right-handed, you're going to use your right arm. You're left-handed, you're going to use your left hand. So your thumb is going to be in charge of your right nostril. Okay, and then your pinky can be in charge of your left nostril. Okay, and then all of the other nostrils, you have a choice here. The easiest is just to curl them down, and then you have this easy thumb pinky. Okay, the other one, which is a little bit more of a challenging hand gesture, is to extend the ring finger and the pinky, and the ring finger and the pinky are in charge of the left, and the thumb is in charge of the right. And then you have a choice with the index and the middle finger can either go on your third eye center or can curl into the palm of your hand. I kind of, for me, you'll see me do the third eye center quite a bit because I love to just rest my index and my middle finger on my third eye center and allow my forearm to rest on my chest and just let the head, the forehead lean into the finger. Okay, you always want to start with a regular breath. But any time you feel uncomfortable or you need to stop, you do so. So we talked about last week the left nostril being our parasympathetic nervous system, the right nostril connected to our sympathetic. So we're having a balance here. This is really good for balancing both parts of the nervous system. So we feel a quality of dynamic stillness and well-being. Okay, so as you breathe, we always start on the left side and end on the left side. So when you're ready, you're going to close very gently the right nostril with your thumb. Then you're going to inhale through the left side. At the top of your inhale, you're going to close off the left nostril. Release your right nostril. Exhale right. Inhale through right nostril. Close right when you're ready. Release left. Exhale left. Inhale left side when you're ready. Then close left. Then you release right. You exhale. Then slowly inhale and close. So that's your rhythm. Release nostril, exhale. Let the inhalation come in. Close the nostril, release the nostril, exhale. Let the breath flow in and close. I'm going to let you flow a couple times on your own as long as you want to do it. When you're ready to release, you're going to exhale out the left nostril, then just release your hands and breathe normally through both. Some of you are still flowing and some of you have finished. When you've finished, you're going to just release the hands. If you're still flowing, still flow. And notice how you feel after, and then you're going to lie down. Take that time after you complete to notice how you feel before you move. Gives you a baseline on how that pranayama, that breathing technique, is working for you. And then once you come down to the floor, I want you to do a little movement of releasing the body, which can be however you want. I'm going to give you a couple suggestions. I'm just going to clear a few props out of my way so I have some space for my body to express. One suggestion is allowing your feet to come the width of your mat. So they're a little bit wider than hip width. Arms can be out to the side very gently, about a foot to a foot and a half away, palms up. And you just let your thighs start to roll towards one another. Some of you will touch, some of you won't. You can just feel yourself releasing on the floor. Sometimes just being here is what is needed. Sometimes some of you might want to draw your legs up into the chest and give them a hug. If you do want to go into this release with me, you're going to allow the right side of the pelvis to lift up off the floor. Your legs are going to release to the left. You're going to lift up your pubic bone, draw your lower belly in, your head can turn to the left. And you're going to gently press that big toe inner heel into the floor, releasing the whole front of that right leg through your psoas, your quad, keeping your sit bones broad. Okay, then let the pelvis gently roll back to touch the floor, the middle, the right hip, the legs will follow. Okay, so we're not leading with the legs or the lower back, we're leading with the pelvis. So you can inhale, exhale, allow the left side of the hips to lift up. The legs will flow to the right. The head may turn to the right side to look over right shoulder. Press the big toe, the inner heel on the left foot into the floor. Lift the front of your pubic bone on the belly as it draws in. Relax the shoulders. Feel that release through the thigh, the hip flexor, the psoas muscle, which is connecting to the thigh, the diaphragm, passing through the center of our body, sometimes holds stress and fight or flight. We're just ending with releasing that, rolling the pelvis back, legs follow, and then choose, do I want to do that one more time? If you do, lead with your pelvis, the right side of your hips come off the floor, the legs float to the left. You press your right big toe, your right heel a little bit into the floor. You feel that release through the right side of your body. Lengthen your sit bones to your heels, lift the pubic bone, soften the shoulders. You float back through the pelvis, leading when you're ready, no rush. Middle pelvis, right hip comes back, legs float back and follow. Okay, find the center place of meeting before you let the left hip lift and the legs float to the right. Head turns to the right if you wish. Shoulders soften, left big toe, left inner heel presses into the floor. Widen the sit bones, reach them to your heel to keep lower back locked. Lift the pubic bone as the lower belly draws in to keep supported through the hips. And when you're ready to come back to center, you're going to pause and you're going to ask yourself, how do I want to rest? Some of you might put your legs up the wall. Some of you might put your legs on a chair. I did introduce an arm position last week with the knees bent, which you can have the legs over a bolster if you want, where you reach the arms up and then you cross the arms over in front of your heart center. The other one that we went into last week was taking the bolster and lying sideways on the bolster. So just check in with yourself. Some of you've got an eye pillow or a scarf that you want to put on. Yeah, good. Gloria, do you want another bolster for your legs? I know we did that last week where we put one under your legs, right? And that you can sit your pelvis on that if you want. And as you exhale, let the breath out the mouth. Feel yourself snuggle in, putting on any clothing to keep the body warm. Notice your exhale. Yeah, good. Feel the weight of your body in communication with your support. Any props, surrendering into them on your next exhale. Let any sound release through body and breath out the mouth. Purse lip breath if that speaks to you. Feel yourself as you are, as your breath now breathes you. And so you just let the breath go into an autonomic awareness. The nervous system will let you know if it feels safe and regulated by the eyes closing. If not, it's okay for the eyes to soften and stay open. Continue to release into the weight of Mother Earth as we feel that connection to our base root energy, the element of the earth. Awareness traveling through our feet, through the right foot, the right shin, the right knee and thigh, the whole right leg. And then awareness traveling through left foot, left ankle, left shin, knee, and left thigh, the whole left leg. And as we feel both legs connect energy from our feet up through our legs into the very base of our spine, in the lowest part of the spine, around the coccyx, the pelvic floor. Our first connection to earth and feeling safe, and our relevance of awareness to befriend body. As our awareness feels our whole bowl of the pelvis, we feel the whole bowl of our pelvis. We notice the element of water and the easeful flow of breath in the abdomen, expanding inhalation and softening exhalation. This connection to our second energy center, our chakra in the bowl of the pelvis, connection to self, our relationship with ourself and also with others. It also connects to our emotions and the element of water. So we feel this relationship of earth and water in the body. Can we feel stable and fluid? And as our awareness moves up the body above the belly button into the upper abdomen, feel the inside of our body. This energy center here, this chakra, is our center of empowerment. We dropped into this center today by creating some heat and some fire and some core awareness. This element of fire creates quality of transformation, where we can transform thoughts into action and also transform food into energy. It is our will, our self-confidence, this place where we notice our self-worth. Feeling that close relationship just above this energy center to our heart. the center of all of our energy systems, the heart, the element of air, of breath. The heart extends through the shoulders, through the arms, into the hands. So you might wiggle your fingers. Some of you might even feel, oh, I want to place my hands on my body, or just keep the palms facing up towards the ceiling, or maybe one hand wants to touch the heart, one hand wants to touch the belly. If you've had your arms crossed over the chest, then you can open the arms out to the side and cross the other arm on top. Breathe here in your heart, this place of love and compassion, and well-being. Also this place where we forgive ourselves and extend this forgiveness to others, freeing ourselves from holding on to past experiences. So when we offer forgiveness, we offer that forgiveness for ourselves, to free ourselves from holding, to free ourselves from a past experience that no longer needs to be held. And inadvertently, this ripple effect will offer that freedom, that release of cutting the cord to the person that you're offering that forgiveness towards. So it frees you both. But you first do it for yourself. As you soften the throat, widen the back of the neck, our center of communication, the vibration, we feel our humming here, our self-expression, connected up to our ears, this quality of hearing and listening, listening to sounds, listening to our voice, listening to the inner whispers of the heart. We move up in between our eyebrows, this place of wisdom that we spoke about this morning, the start of our class. In between the eyebrows, center of thought, intuitive quality, our beliefs. The widening through the right and left side of your temporal bones. Expanding through the head, opening up to the energy center on the top of your head, just above the top of your head. Connection to spirit, your essence, your energy, the quality of who you are, and the beauty of your wholeness. As we float down from the head, through the forehead, through the mouth, the ears, the throat, the heart, the upper belly, the lower belly, the hips, the legs, the feet. We feel our whole body here. We feel our whole body here. As you breathe, I'm going to share a piece of writing. This is called Peace is This Moment. Peace is this moment without judgment. That is all. The moment in the heart space, where everything that is welcome. Peace is this moment without thinking that it should be some other way, that you should feel some other thing, that your life should unfold according to your plans. Peace is this moment without judgment, this moment in the heart space where everything that is welcome. This moment in heart space where everything that is welcome. Power of intention and attention that we've been exploring through this series. Creating intentions of awareness and practices, containers, letting go. And that attention to what is unfolding and signals of body and nervous system. And as you allow your breath to come into your awareness, feeling and following your inhale and your exhale with your awareness, feel your body expand and release. Through inhale, expansion, exhale, release, let go. Allow yourself to orientate back onto your mat, into your body, wiggling, stretching, yawning, taking your time. Once again, choosing one side to roll over onto when you're ready, and just pause there. You might curl up into the fetal that we did. Allow yourself to breathe 2 to 3 to 4 rounds of breath here. There's no rush to move from this position. Okay, when you feel complete, when your body says, yes, I feel ready, then you press that top arm hand into the floor, assist you into coming up. Find a place to sit. Remember, we do want to have a little bit of space to reach the arms out to the side. Legs can be in whatever position you want. Rooting down through pelvis, sit bones, energy coming up through the crown of the head. We played with earth and sky. As the arms come up, palm space forward. Okay, around the height of the shoulders. So thumbs aren't higher than the height of the shoulders. Then we just open back a little bit. Inhale. Beautiful. We're going to give ourselves a hug as we exhale. Nice. Maybe you circle, maybe you rock, whatever feels right for you. Just offering this act of kindness and self-compassion for yourself, and thank yourself for showing up today. Okay, when you're ready, you notice what arm is on top, and you inhale and you open the arms out. Feel your chest expand, and as you exhale, you hug yourself the other way. Beautiful. Take your time to be here with yourself. And as your arms open back up and release down. Thank you all for sharing your energy, being interested in being in this series. And if you want to continue to join,